So I found this really nice leg of lamb that was already seasoned in the freezer. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to cut this up into little chunks. And it's still slightly frozen, which of course makes it easier for you to cut. So if you ever got a lot of meat to cut into smaller bits, and it's practical to get it before it actually thaws all the way out, that would be the way to do it. So I'm just going to take this thing. And you can see it has a lot of fat in there, but it's cutting through relatively easy. I'm just basically going to make chunks out of this, and what we're going to do is we're going to put them on skewers, and we're going to put them on the grill, and then we're going to eat them with some nice pitas. That looks really nice there. See that nice lamb? Beautiful. And then I also have a smaller rib roast that I'm going to put also. I believe I'm going to do this on the Pit Boss. So I'm going to smoke this up, and I'm going to put some garlic. I'm going to put holes in here, and I'm going to stick garlic in. And I'm going to make a rosemary rub to put in this guy. So we're going to cook it up today on the grill. So now that we got the lamb all cubed up, what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to put this all in a bowl. Just break it up a little bit here. Get some bits of fat on there that you can just kind of pull on. But you know, fat equals flavor too. So as you can see, I've left a good amount of fat on. And as that gets onto the grill, that fat's going to melt down and baste the rest of the meat. So it's not going to be too bad. Now, what I like to do also is I've been using this Greek seasoning for years, and it's called Cavender's. So Cavender's is this really good. You get at most any supermarket, and it's all-purpose Greek seasoning. So if you like to this is about 3 pounds of lamb. We'll put this back in the refrigerator, and I'll take it out about 2 hours before it's time to start grilling. All right, now we're going to get our rib roast ready. This is just a small rib roast, a couple pounds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a garlic, rosemary, and paprika mixture here. So now this is one of those times that I'm going to make my own rub. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some garlic here. We're just going to smash that down. We're going to make about a dozen holes in here. About a ½ inch deep on the holes. Just kind of go around the ribs here. Just make sure that when you're pushing in that you don't cut yourself on the knife. Now at the bottom here, this is a very thicker sheath of fat. Okay. And then what I'm going to do also is I'm going to take a little bit of rosemary. And usually, just so you know, dried herbs are more concentrated than fresh herbs. So what you do is you kind of cut in half. If you got fresh herbs and it calls for a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons, just use 1 tablespoon for dried herbs because they're a lot more potent. And then of course double it if it calls for dry. And you only have fresh. So if you only have fresh, then you could make it work that way. Okay. What we're going to do is just going to put a little bit of olive oil over this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make our rub, and we're going to do 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, and then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of peppercorns, and then we're going to take that and we're going to put it in our grinder, and then we're also going to do 1 tablespoon of dried rosemary. And then we're going to take it in the spice grinder. And if you don't have a grinder like this, you could certainly just you know, use stuff that's already ground up. So, okay. So as you can see, this is ground up nice here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a tablespoon of sweet paprika. Now, since I don't have sweet paprika, I'm just going to cheat a little bit. So what I'm going to do is use regular paprika, and then I'm just going to add some sugar to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a half teaspoon of sugar and put that in there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a very quick blitz just to have that all come together. So that's it for that. And then what we're going to do is going to turn this thing upside down. And there we have our rub. Good stuff. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this olive oil. I'm going to just push this over here. I'm going to rub with one hand. I'm just going to take some of the seasoning for this here, and we're just going to sprinkle that all over. Alright, so now we have our roast beef done, and I got the camera set up on a tripod, so my usual partner, who usually films me, is actually cleaning up a half a bottle of dried rosemary that I just spilled all over the floor. So here we have it. We've got our nice prime rib all seasoned up and ready to go. We have our cubes of lamb that we're going to put in the fridge, and pretty much that's what's for dinner. We're going to put these on kebabs with some white onions, or sweet onions I should say, and this one here is going to probably go on the pit boss over indirect heat for a couple hours until it reaches with the desired temperature. Okay, we'll be back later. Hey, we are back again, and we have got our skewers ready to go. We're going to take this lamb, and we're going to take the lamb and we're going to mix this up. And then we're just gonna take an onion and we're gonna cut that into, I'm gonna cut it into 8s, I believe. And then we're gonna skewer those as well. So we're just gonna do onion and lamb. I think we used all our peppers up the other day, right, Kel?
Yep.
So we don't have many of those left. Alright guys, we've got our prime rib roast, our prime rib here, and we got our lamb kebabs, so now we're going to get the grill set up, and I think I'm going to make a shepherd salad to go with the meal tonight. We'll be back. Okay, so we're back and we've got our prime rib with the rub that we put on earlier, and a little garlic coals in there, or stuffed garlic, so this is looking really good. I got the Pit Boss up to 400 degrees, and we're going to put that on for about 15 minutes at high heat. What I want to do too, and on with the rib roast we go. All right, we'll be back. All right, we're back again. And as you can see, we've left this on at 400 for about 15-20 minutes. And you can see that that's just browning up. Just so nice there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank this heat down to 350, and then we're going to bring it up to about a medium rare, and then we should be all set. We'll be back. Alright, so we're back, and what we're going to do is I want to use up some of the iceberg lettuce we have. It's kind of starting to go a little bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a quick shepherd salad. And then we'll bring our shepherd salad back up here. And we're just going to take this and we're going to pour it all over the salad. And you can do salt and pepper to your taste. I'm going to sprinkle some feta cheese on here. And of course I can't miss the croutons. So we're going to take that and we're just going to put that in the refrigerator until it's time to eat. Alright guys, the prime rib roast, from what the meat thermometer tells me, is that it's at about 114. I want to get it around 145, so I'm going to wait till it gets to about 125, and then we're going to start throwing on the lamb on the Blackstone. But you can see how delicious that looks with the rub that we had and those garlic pieces inside there. Okay, we'll be back. This piping hot. We're going to put some oil down, olive oil, and then we're going to put our kebabs down. We have some nice naan bread that we're going to take, and I'm going to brush it with some ghee, clarified butter, and we're going to put that on the flat top as well, and then we're going to keep it warm on the rack. I also got some onions and peppers that were left over from our sausage and peppers the other night, and onions, and I'm going to throw them on as well. Alright guys, we're going to turn these now. Get a real good sear on the one end. Ah, look at that. Very nice.
See that nice crispiness? That's what you want to get on there. Then guys, I'm going to kind of show you here. There's our prime rib roast. Looks delicious. So we're going to take that in and we're going to let this rest for probably about 10 minutes. So I try to time it when the kebabs are done, and then we'll be ready to eat at the same time. So I'm just going to put foil over this very lightly and loosely so we don't lose the crisp. Alright guys, so we got our clarified butter, our ghee. So I'm just going to start just brushing that real lightly. And then I've got the other side of the Blackstone on low. We're just going to lay those down. And I think I am going to just go through and just give these a quick brush. And I'm going to flip them again. The smell is just delicious. All of the Greek spices, or the Middle Eastern spices, coming off the lamb that we marinated it in. Just really, really good. All right, now we're getting a super nice crust on there. So I'm going to turn this to low. Actually, I'm going to turn it off. And then we'll start plating these up in a little bit here. So your naan will get nice and hard on the bottom, but flaky on the top. That's what you want. Just going to take these kebabs, make sure you use gloves because they will knock you out. I'm just going to start pulling these off. And there we go. We have got our lamb kebabs and our naan all ready to go. So we'll take this inside and we'll be back. All right guys, so we're gonna get the shoon out and we're gonna see how this turned out. Now this is the first time I used the probe on the Pit Boss. So I used the internal probe and this should be ready to go. Looks nice and juicy. All right, so here we go. We're going to start cutting into this, and let's see how this looks. Oh, wow. Guys, if you could see this, it's pretty much cooked perfectly. Very good. All right, I'm going to continue to slice. Try not to cut myself so you guys can see. We're going to do thin pieces. And you can see that garlic that we put in there. Okay guys, so some of these are really warmed. So this is like more of a medium well. So medium well here. So we're really getting to these nice here now. All right, I'm gonna get everybody in here and we're gonna start to eat. But you can see that this turned out delicious. You can even see a bit of the smoke ring on the outside of the beef. So super good. I'm gonna test the little chunk out right here. Doing the camera at a different angle today, so I'm trying to get used to it. Oh wow. Well, looks like it's gonna be a good dinner. We got our prime rib done on the Pit Boss rib roast. Looks beautiful. And we have our shepherd salad. And then we have our lamb kebabs with our naan. And we're gonna start digging in. So guys, we have our plate, prime rib, and we got our little gyro with lamb made up, kind of a gyro, and our Greek salad or shepherd salad. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video.